Hello, it's day 351, and I
Almost
have
there.
my wifey.
Hello.
Yes, and today we are talking about guilt.
Yes.
Yet guilt around food.
Yes.
Because this one has had an amazing experience with this
Yeah.
other amazing human she lives with
Yes.
named Des, who's an amazing baker.
She is.
And
she's
cook.
an Olympic
Fitness.
power weightlifter. And she's very fit. And she's very consistent with her working out and her training and her eating habits. And really, like, my experience of, like, living with her, I'm so grateful because I have created a new way at looking at food and not feeling the guilt. I feel like myself, and I'm sure other people have felt like after you eat like a muffin, like you eat the muffin and you think like, okay, now I
Adding
have
to my muffin top.
right, those ideas of that, or like
A minute on your
thinking-
lips, a lifetime on
and
your
I
hips.
don't like that saying.
I love that saying, actually.
I don't.
Do what works for you.
Exactly.
My friend Leander taught that to me, and I kind of love it. I think it's fun.
For me, that to me is like not
Right.
a good saying for myself.
But that's why this video is about it, because I can laugh about it because it's not an emotional thing for me. But in
For
the
me,
past, it's been
Definitely an emotional thing for
emotional
me.
thing, yeah.
Just from like my gymnastics and where I've come from. And
level 10 rhythmic gymnast.
Yes.
Right her. Right her. She, a.k.a. famous.
Oh,
Portland Trailblazer alumni.
I trained very hard.
Circus queen
Yes,
over here,
I
too.
trained. But with that, I had a lot of coaches, and a lot of my mind was like warped around food and like how I looked, but a lot of guilt with food. So if I ate like pizza or something that's like, you know, a muffin or a cookie, it would be like, okay, now I have to go work out. I have to go and like, you know, train off this cookie, or I have to go run these laps, or I have to like do these things to make up for this food, but like in a guilty way, and not letting myself just eat the dang muffin.
Yeah,
and just,
beating yourself up for something because of, it sounds like,
Right.
especially with gymnastics, it's something else somebody else is projecting on you, or saying this is the model or the frame that you need to fit
it's like
in.
the programming.
Yeah.
That I've been programmed. If you eat these things, you must do these things to, you know, take it back. And why? Because, you know, if you eat the muffin, it's gonna put this weight on you, and whatever that means around there. But
What's shifted it for you, though? Like, what
shifted was honestly being observant of Desiree and like how she lives her life. She has a healthy lifestyle. She works out. She's consistent, but she's not obsessive. She's not doing it in a, I have to do this. It's like, I enjoy this. I want to do this. I eat healthy because I want to eat healthy. I, you know, choose these things that I make for myself because I want to. It's not because I have to. And then she bakes and makes all these delicious things.
I just had an amazing, what was it, banana, pumpkin,
Oh yeah, like muffin, like
something
loaf.
crumble on top. Ooh, I can eat the
So
whole
good.
thing. It's so good.
And I love it because she doesn't live in a world of guilt around those things. She enjoys it. She bakes literally like almost every day. She's baking something delicious here, and it's just about, you know, moderation and eating and indulging in things that you want to eat and not feeling guilty about it, but just knowing you're being consistent and you're working out, you're being healthy, whatever that means for you. Because everyone's different and everyone has a different body type that they want. Everyone's working towards different goals, but I think my idea, at least for myself, is like shifted of like how I view the food and how it relates to me.
Yeah, I love that. Thank you, Des.
Yeah.
And I feel like for anyone who feels like stuck around guilt, and maybe it has nothing to do with food, it could be anything. Like, you feel guilty because you've slept in. You feel guilty because of the amount of money you've been making. You like feel guilty because, I mean, honestly, the list could be endless of a million things, right? And one of the things I've found is that this is probably something I started like 2 years ago, and I don't necessarily do it that much anymore, but what I would do is I would look throughout my day and I would start to ask myself, what do I need to forgive myself for before I go to bed? And clearing out the energetic space and forgiving and thinking, even why would I need to forgive that?
Right.
Because I have to look at what's my ultimate vision for my life, what is my truth, and if I was not in alignment with that, forgiving myself, and then also then going, what did I learn? And like, how can tomorrow be different? And I think what really works, and that I'm hearing from you, is that it's coming from joy. And when things are coming from a place of what you love, like, that's all anybody wants. Is we want to be happy. We want to have the most fulfilled life that we can have. And then so like my husband, he loves to eat. I am not a foodie. Like, I'll eat if it's in front of me. Like, I'll eat. We always joke I don't have any portion control. If the whole pizza's there, I'll probably eat the whole pizza.
But then you'll go and just eat a bag of carrots. You're like, that's my meal.
Yeah. And I'm, you know, I don't have guilt around that. I just go, oh, my stomach hurts. It's more of like a pain thing. But you know, again, it's just, it's whatever works. But for me, mine has probably been more mental stuff, right? I'm more of like a mental human, and like the things that like I'm thinking or I'm not, or, you know, whatever. And so I'd have to do forgiveness stuff. So if there's forgiveness things that you got to look at around food, amazing. And the other thing that's really helpful is get super clear on what you want in your relationship with food. Because if you're not clear on what that looks like, you don't really have a guide on how to step into it. So I feel like she's seen Des and she's seen what works, and it's given her more clarity on how she wants to function around food. So now she has a new guideline and she has something to look at. So you can find people that you look up to, and, you know, they cook or they do whatever on food, or again, money, or, you know, your spirituality, or your, you know, I don't know, your relationships. And then from there, look at them and go, what are they doing? And like, is this something that inspires me? Does this like spark joy, in the words of KonMari? If it does, pull from that, add that to your vision, and use your vision as kind of your guideline to how you start to function in your life. And if you step outside of that, hey, it's a game. There's no losing. You win or you freaking learn. That's it. So then if you need to do any forgiving because you're beating yourself up or whatever, start to do that. And in time, I think a lot like me, there's not a lot of forgiving now because I'm not beating myself up and I don't really have guilt in my life. But it's because I've just learned, okay, I just learned what works and what doesn't work, and it's pretty simple and it's not emotional for me. I just go, okay, this works, this is what I want to do. So like she said, everyone's different. You do you. But thanks, Mishi. I'm glad you could share this today, because
I love it. I think like I have a different like outlook just on that alone of like food, and that's shifted a lot of like my own inner thoughts of myself, and like even like the ideas of like what's beautiful to me.
Yeah.
And not feeling guilty if it's not the same as what you think is beautiful or what is a fit or healthy body. It's like everyone's going to have a different idea of that, and not like kind of deprogramming the program of what you've been programmed, and like having
what beauty is, what health is, all the things. Yeah, totally. Your health is going to be different from somebody else's. When someone says financial freedom and another person says financial freedom, it's going to mean something totally different in each person's life, you know. And somebody says their relationship with God or source or whatever, and somebody else says it, is a totally different relationship, you know. When somebody looks at their marriage and their marriage functions from one way and another person's from another, it's not a one size fits all, guys. This is so much of what I've been talking about in so many of my videos. I'm like, let's kick judgment to the curb, let people be who they are, honor their journey. Everyone is learning, everyone's doing the best that they can, you know. I'm all about, I love accountability, I love all those things. It's just really honoring where you're at and giving people the space and the grace to grow and learn. Yes. So cheers to that. Yay. Thanks, Mish.
Yeah. Yay. I love it.
And let's add attention. Okay. Bye, guys.